Pinellas County experienced a population boom in the 60s and 70s that brought close to 500,000 more residents to our sunshine and beaches. That unprecedented growth presented many challenges for county officials dealing with the expansion of roads, neighborhoods, and businesses. Inside Pinellas reporter Libby Bowling is back to celebrate the culmination of a career that has shaped and preserved the beauty and our high quality of life here in Pinellas County.
It was the era of big cars, baking in the sun, and all you needed to have some fun was a fishing pole. Apollo 13 blasted off on the other coast. Here, the Skyway Bridge was getting a second span. Congestion on U.S. Highway 19 was at a then all-time high. It was the 70s in Pinellas County, a boom time. And along with the boom came a boon when, in 1970, Brian Smith, a young man of 28, armed with a bachelor's in physics, took a job with the Pinellas County Planning Department and began a 41-year career. Planning in those days was left up to the property owner. You were simply residential, commercial, or other. Former planning director and longtime county administrator Fred Marquis.
Well, of course, half of the people thinking of income checked commercial. And I'll give you a specific example. That left us on US 19 with a commercial corridor that was 1 mile deep on each side of 19. You couldn't have supported that much commercial if we had New York and LA living here. So one of the first things that Brian and I were faced with was trying to get a comprehensive plan developed and approved, and then thousands of zoning cases drugged through the Board of County Commissioners, downzoning all this commercial to the residential and more of what we have in mind today. And that lasted all through the 70s.
And during that period, Brian's career developed as well. He was named Assistant Director of Planning in 1973, a certified planner in 1974, culminating in 1981 with his appointment as Director of Planning. Under his leadership, a modern and sophisticated comprehensive growth management plan was developed, the first to be accepted and approved by the state. County Administrator Bob LaSala worked with Brian as Chief Deputy County Administrator under Marquis in the 1980s.
The application of growth management expectations really superb under his leadership, and there was a synchronicity that developed between Brian and Fred Marquis, Brian and Gene Jordan, Brian and Jake Stowers. I mean, and there were times that they would clash, okay? But it wasn't personal. It was finding the right balance and fit around ideas, okay? And they did, and that's the beauty of it.
Along with his role as the Director of Planning, Brian has served as the Executive Director of the Metropolitan Planning Organization. Commissioner Karen Seal has worked closely with Brian over the years.
He is honest, he's kind, he has a brilliant mind. Even though I won't say what his age is, he can remember everything. He just kind of calculates back when you ask him a question. And he's had multiple balls up in the air, but yet he has kept everything moving forward timely and in a very professional manner. I sometimes think he's like the unelected politician over the years in trying to resolve a lot of the Metropolitan Planning Organization differences. He kind of gets in the middle and figures out what that consensus or how to get to the end result. And by the time we all get there, everybody's pretty happy.
Brian's accomplishments also include establishment of a countywide transportation system, improvements to the US 19 corridor, implementation of both the Geographic Information System and the Intelligent Transportation System, and preserving and protecting our parks and environmentally sensitive lands. One of Brian's greatest achievements is his work cementing the plans for the nationally recognized Fred Marquis Pinellas Trail. Scott Daniels, president of Pinellas Trails Incorporated.
Brian Smith has a very big heart. Brian Smith was committed not only to the Pinellas Trail project, but to everything that's good in planning that we've experienced these last 40 plus years. Every citizen that uses Pinellas Trail roads, citizens that enjoy the trail and other park programs, anything that Brian's had his fingerprint on has been successful.
Yeah, he'll be missed. He'll be missed, and we will follow through on a lot of things that Brian cares about and has positioned us well to follow through on.
From the Bayside Bridge to the Pinellas Trail, Brian Smith has left his indelible mark on Pinellas County, leaving it better than he found it. A legacy of his work that we all benefit from every day as we work, live, and play in the place we call home. From Clearwater, I'm Libby Bowling for Inside Pinellas.